So based on what you said about community policing using Agbo as a case study, in what way do you think they need assistance?
You see, ordinarily, if the government are up to their standard, by now, those young men should be employed. Unfortunately, we are in the wrong side of the world where things that matters does not matter. And so, but looking at it, we've seen that everything in life has now been thrown to us, because if the security of our lives is not care, you see many people are dying anyway, they don't care. So we ourselves should not be too foolish to sleep and let our lives be there, like animals. Anytime anybody likes it, snuffs it off. But rather, if we look at this boys' willing and dedication, we ought to at least organize a system that can help us to help ourselves, but at least contributing something that will give them interest and give them the dedication that will make them move better than they are doing. And if presently they are doing very well, and just enhance them. And this thing can be very easy if maybe monthly everybody can throw just 1,000 there. With the population around and the number of persons around, if all workers can just throw 1,000 for their security, and we know that the security is perfectly more available from these people, and then at least they will be happy. And then you see, if we do that, I believe that their dedication will be higher. Presently, they are doing very well. And if we now pep them, they won't get despised of doing something that nobody appreciates. But once we, do this, I believe that it will push them to do great things in this land. Because as far as the government sector is concerned, call any other officer, it will be the question he will ask you about money, about things. Before you finish answering the question, the robbers has finished their work or the criminals has finished their duties. But these ones respond immediately. And so we should not be foolish to let them be. We should see what we can do to help them, help us.
Would you recommend any form of training for them?
If we have dedicated officers from this area who know the real ethics that will help them in security, that will not make them divert from what the security is, because as far as the present conventional security, the government security, their training has not helped us. Because if their training has, we could have a normal policing without any call for additional or any call for the local policing. So that is what I feel. In my own opinion, I might not be perfect. In my opinion, others have their idea, but looking at the antecedents of policing around us, you see that these people have really helped us greatly.
Do you not think it's a good idea to equip these people with sophisticated firearms?
I advocate for that, because the problem of people is fear. That is the major problem of people. It seems the police who are trained to serve are too much afraid. Okay. So when you are afraid of something, you don't operate. And that is what has really caused our security to dampen. But if these people who have the boldness and fearless attitude to go for the result of, helping us, we should do anything to help them. That is it. Any equipment that will make them override the wicked forces should be given to them. Because what I pray that if majorly the police can be a partner, because the problem we have in Nigeria is that you don't trust anybody, and so you cannot give them now some higher, even sophisticated weapons. Why the police will frown at it, and they can even create more problem to them. But if the police can work with them, seeing that their boldness is available, also it will give the everybody that is interested in security a winning, desire, because it will be a win-win thing. But unfortunately in Nigeria, sometimes when you see people acting well, the jealousy comes in, because which need not to be. Because when you see people who are not developed, when you see another person complimenting you, you see him as a competitor instead of a complimenting agent or person. So that is where we have some problem. So, but I pray everybody to see these people as a great leverage in security field, so that we can really have peace. Because when we talk about security, is that you have peace. You can go to your area peacefully, you can trade and go and come back with your desire. Presently now, many people are afraid to be rich, and are afraid to be poor. So when you are rich, you are highly afraid. When you are poor, you are also highly afraid, because the poverty can really belittle you in many fields. So you don't know what to do again because of insecurity, which ought not to be. Everybody ought to strive for better things so that it will influence the generation, the society generally. But then the insecurity is telling so much on the environment, on Nigerians.
While you were commending this Agboahio group, you suggested that a contribution should be made to aid this group.
Yeah.
Okay, should they open an account for them?
No, we outrightly, if we want to do a better thing, we can build a system that would run and manage the account for them. If that is the case, sometimes most of them might not be highly knowledgeable about management. They might be interested in security. Sometimes why many people are limited is that if you give them anything today, they don't even know what to do with it. They get wild, or do anything, and tomorrow they start crying again. But it will school them to understand that any little thing given to you, you can build the system, build the security, build assurance of a family. And when the people know that this thing is available to them, knowing that when you now go securing your people, the appreciation can build your family, send your children to school, keep you secured and protected, they will do it with all their passion. It will now become a business. And so we can draw it into that field where it can now become productive to the environment. And you see that the security of the land will be wonderful, because people will not be afraid to come to their home again. I know many families who were in abroad. They come with their family before, but presently they don't. Sometimes if they run in individually, and before you know it, they're out because of the insecurity around, which ought not to be. Because nobody can play with security. So if we can understand this and then start thinking well, because the major problem of Nigerians is not knowing what to do first. So the first thing about a life is security. Any other thing is secondary. So if that is the first, then investment should be done onto that area so that we can really have other things. Because I'm a farmer now. If there's a problem at home, I can't go to the farm. It is only when you have peace that you think about farm. So these are the things, and so is every field. We are individuals also now do something to start building our own contribution to see what we can do. Every month they know they have a little thing we are contributing. They will now be willing to do more things, because sometimes if you are working now, maybe if you work 5 years, you start looking at your children, they come up and start crying around you, nothing around. All your interests will go, and those who see you go through that way will not go through that way. But if they see that you went through this way and your contribution was compensated and appreciated, more persons will walk that line, and then we'll be having a good environment where people are willing to serve their community. That is what we are, I will advocate or pray for, so that all our people will now see that it doesn't cost you much to contribute 1,000 a month. If now the population of a cast out through 1,000, especially the workers, all workers now 1,000, then those who have more can do more. Then you see that the lump of the 10 we will be raking for those boys will keep their family better, at least leverage their family and give them a bearing and appreciation of what they are doing. That's what I really think that we can do as a people. Because we shouldn't wait until we are killed or destroyed or our children taken off before we can think of crying. The crying does not bring them, and what price and value can you tag on a life? You can't imagine that. You see, let me just give example now. When I was earlier younger, I started as a farmer. I used bike to run to farm, a Grammar School side, and not that time. And if I was snuffed out then, will you now think I will come to this level? And so that is what it is. That is why insecurity is not a thing and a talk about. You see some young man now, they kill him or anything happened to him. This man could have been a great man, influence to the society, and then something has. What will be the cost for us? So if we look at those areas, we now contribute money to see that we stop those things and create an environment that will make our society produce great men and women. That is my dream and desire and prayer. You know, what I'm talking now will be criticized. But what I'm talking about is not for everybody. But we have some persons in a society. Jesus said, the first of his words, some fell upon the rock, some fell on the roadside, some fell upon the tongue. Only one over that four fall on the good ground. Pareto said 20% of the people will do what more than 80% of what any society demands. So that's the Pareto law. So if we can use that Pareto law to have 20% of people who can be interested and contribute towards this growth, the joy can be fulfilled. And that is what I'm praying. You can sound this trumpet, sound the trumpet around those who are willing to start, even if the first month we have 20 people. The things have started. The next month we blow the mark, you have something. You see, start, because everybody can, if you wait for everybody to start it, we can never start. So in everything that is good, only few starts it. So we can have few that want to contribute. You see, like people like us now, sometimes they come here by night. They are roving around, they come around, and sometimes when I see them, I appreciate them. But that is just, you see them, but let us make this a mandatory bearing that we have obligation for them every month. We shouldn't wait for everybody to get in. If we can kickstart something, even if it's 5%, next, before you know it, 10, and then it grows, people will be, because when some people will wait until they meet the problem of insecurity. In the year 2003, they came to my house. Yeah, that's where I was in the school there. And it was just the grace of God that I survived. What happened is just God's grace. At the stage, I climbed the ceiling when they said I should come. I said, no. At the stage when they persist, I said, if you want to shoot, you can shoot. And imagine at that stage, my children were too young. One bullet can maybe, if not for God, turn anybody out, and then all his children become orphan. How do you see what insecurity can do? Then what then can you place as a cause of will now be too much for you to contribute to security? So looking at that, we should do something. And then start with any number that are willing to see the good of these people and start something. Maybe some people will see it later, because everybody does not perceive things at the same time. Sharing their number around publicly, because they are now the police we have now. And the only way you can call them to respond is having a number around. At least if every street have their number, it will give us a better, ground. I said, this one is Agbo Ahim session now. But I would, security is not just fighting the crime. It's building a system that doesn't allow it. Presently, I don't know why anybody should allow anyone that is not willing to educate his children to come into his community. If you must come to this environment, make sure you go to school. And even if you are from that area, let the government put a situation where any child is not allowed to stay at home because you are grooming a potential criminal. And you see him or you say, no, it doesn't concern me, they are not my children. Tomorrow when they become wide, you will not sleep, they will concern you. That is what we need, the society we need to build, where all the children are engaged, and so crime will have no meaning to them. Because until you build in the mind of the person that you can do far greater than going to crime, or that you become a big man without the crime. And the person sees his potency by your training the child. He won't think about crime because you tell him where the criminals end. Because most of the criminals that were in our time, when we were young, when we just finished school around the 80s, I didn't see them, I didn't see what they have achieved, I didn't see anything around them. So why would anybody go that way? Then you now show them, those who gradually grow and build their wealth, that you can succeed though. Like my life, now anybody see my life knows that I can succeed. So if I can succeed, you can. So you use those people that did it gradually, building wealth one day at a time. And then you use them to teach these children so that they see, so that they don't get out into the white side where they think they can make the money one day. The money cannot be made. The time you use to survey a crime space, if you dedicate it upon good things with God supporting you, you see that you achieve greater things. But unfortunately, they are not guided. And so when you don't give them education, a good education that gives them a great standing to really have assurance of tomorrow, you are partly building the criminal source. And then later you start fighting what you built. So let the government, let the people, let every family be interested. Let us stop this abuse of children so that we can build children that can become useful. And then crime will have no meaning here. So anybody coming will tell him, if you must come, you must train your children. Don't bring children that will be nuisance to us. If the state work on that, you can't pack people. Because when I see some cattle raiders, babies not going to school, I say, oh, these people are fighting crime. They have not started. You are breeding them. You are saying you are fighting. You are just breeding them. So until you work on the babies, you will not stop fighting tomorrow. And it's dangerous to wait till they kill some people before you start fighting. Why not make them useful so that they become productive? That is the error of the government. And that is why crimes, I see government that they are not ready at all. Because the way the society is being built is a breeding ground for crime or criminals. So that is where we should go as we work on this one, so that we can be able to do a holistic approach to security. And I tell you that if Nigerian could go to the children and attend to them now, the children will become great potentials for greatness. We have many talented people in the midst of those illiterates who might be great footballers and many other musicians and many things, but yet they are dead in crime because you didn't develop their mind to understand their potency. And then they have now gone to become nuisance to the society. That is our pain. That is what we need to really work on. If our parents have failed, let us try and start something from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time.
I appreciate you people.
Hey everybody, keep watching PMTV.
I'm giving a shout out to PMTV, People's Mind.
Yo guys, it's Emeka from Amsterdam, Holland. Go and check PMTV.
Hey guys, keep watching PMTV Nigeria.
Nigerians, wherever you are, whether you're in Enugu, Lagos, Abuja, keep on watching People's Mind Television, PMTV.